Okay, well, what do you know? We have a preview. Literally one day after they released the bundles update. So feel free to subscribe as I will walk you through everything in the most informative way possible. And I still can't sign in. Let me try to sign in. Oh, wait, it let me sign in. Play preview. So this, you can see that I've been messing around and it looks like there's a lot of issues with Resin and how they work, or I'd like to think it's intentional. Let me go into this one. So this preview updates the Pale Garden with 2 additional... Yep, that's the situation. There's a skeleton right here with fantastic accuracy. I don't know what's wrong with mobs in this update right now. I'm not taking any damage. I don't understand. All right, so this Pale Garden update introduces 2 new genres of blocks. We've got the Resin over there, which is a functional structural block. And we have some flowers, if I can find some. Well, I've got some here. So these blocks are called eye blossoms. So you've got the closed eye blossom, and in the thick of the night, these eye blossoms may open and glow, except it's basically the glow squid, in which it's purely emissive and they don't give off any light. They're meant to match the aesthetic of the Creaking's eyes. So literally in the patch notes, they're like, don't make the mistake of thinking that it will stop mobs from spawning. No, they will keep spawning. You'll also notice that the Creaking behaves a little differently. They walk a little differently and they attack a little differently. They're quite awkward now. I mean, what is that supposed to be? I kind of like the previous attack motion in which it kind of just spanks your butt. Anyway, oh, he's right here. Okay, so where's the Creaking Heart? The Creaking Heart is going to be surrounded by things called You know what? Alright, he can't get out now. The best way to neutralize a Creaking is to just throw him in a hole. Anyway, the more you hit the Creaking, the more the Creaking Heart associated with the Creaking gets surrounded by things called Resin. And I have some Resin clumps already. You just break these. And the thing about this is that you can just keep hitting the Creaking mob and more Resin will spawn, which makes this one of the most powerful renewable blocks ever in the game, and there's no end to it. You just keep doing that and it keeps growing. So it's nice to know that Mojang are still releasing features for this little guy. We don't know how well fleshed out this concept is. I feel like this is a little bit unusual, because you know what? You can just trap this guy and you get infinite blocks this way. Anyway, so this is indicative of the location of the Creaking Heart, of course. You can see from the particles, it's right here. And then you can break it. He bangs his head on the wall and then disintegrates into nothing. Okay, so now I'm transferring over to my flat world. You can see that there are some mobs here. I'm in survival mode. This is no trick. I'm not trying to fool you guys, but these guys are not moving. They're literally not moving. I might get back to them in a second. They're not gonna move. All right, so we'll put these in here. So I've got a resin clump and I'm gonna put this in the furnace. That is how you make your resin bricks. And with your resin bricks, you can craft regular resin brick blocks. See how these 2 items are differentiated by plurality? That is a block, that's the item. With your clumps, you can also make your regular resin blocks, much like your raw iron, raw gold, raw copper, things like that. And against Mojang's wishes, I do encourage you guys to use this block rather than the bricks, because this is your baked bean block. And we all love baked beans in Minecraft. Also, this thing just breaks in one go. It's an insta-break block. It's fantastic. With your resin bricks, you can make your resin brick slab. With your slab, you can make your chiseled bricks. You can make walls. And with the cheap price of 6 resin bricks, you can make 1 resin brick stairs. What in the world? This has got to be an oversight. You can also now craft your own Creaking Heart if you so choose to, by putting pale oak logs on the top and bottom and just sandwiching a block of resin. It's basically meant to look like a tree. There you go, there's your Creaking Heart. Let's talk about the resin clumps. You can place these on the ground, so you can decorate the ground if you want to. Now, I've been experimenting with it. You would have noticed in the beginning of the video. Mobs don't know how to navigate around these things. Their behaviors might be assuming that these resin blocks are full blocks and they're not moving, but part of me wants to think that they're just stuck on the ground. I don't think so though. Look, I can hit these guys and they won't retaliate. It's probably because they don't see me. It's really interesting. trying really hard. Also, the creaking behind me is trying to move and it can't. Anyway, none of these mobs are able to move. The silverfish can't move. These guys can't move. One way you can show this is by summoning a creeper and running away. Now, this creeper simply cannot enter the battlefield because you can't see through this resin clump. And so now it's just jumping. Let's summon a Vindicator here. All right, now he's trying to enter as well. Dang, it's holding an enchanted axe. So I can punch him, can't get to me. If I walk over here, swinging his arm. Oh, the creeper's coming. All right. See, he can still get me, and I can definitely die. Yep, I'm dead. There is one tiny quirk this allows players to use, and if I can just get him to follow me here. Okay, he's gonna start jumping. There we go. And because it's jumping, you can do something like this. Jump boost. And watch the magic unfold. He'll come back down.